Hey, good morning. This morning I have a little yoga with weights. I haven't done a yoga with weights video in a good minute. So we're going to start with just some warm up, getting the spine moving in all directions, and then we'll incorporate the weights into these. So just come into your standing mountain pose, stand tall. Let your fingertips drip down towards the floor, reach up through the crown, feel your feet, feel all four corners of your feet here. Let your attention move inward. No expectation, no outcome here. Begin to tune into your breath. Soft face, deep breathing. From here, as you inhale, take your arms up over your head. We're going to let the right hand come down and the left arm's going to come up and over. And we'll just begin to sway to our right. Slow and easy does it. Come on back through center. Let your left arm come down. Give your shoulders a roll. A few rolls here through the shoulders. Inhale, take your arms up. Let your left hand come down. Right arm's coming up and over. Again, finding that lateral stretch here. Good. Inhale, press down, come up. Let your right arm come down. Let's give those shoulders a roll again. From here, we're just going to get a little twisting motion by bringing our feet a little wider and gently swaying from left to right without a care in the world. Just swaying here. Getting a little bit of movement through our hips, our ankles, our knees. So this video is going to be about half an hour. So you can use weights. I'm using 5-pound weights, but you could definitely use 2 or 3, or maybe cans of food, or no weight at all. So let's come back through to neutral here with your feet just a little wider. Take your hips back, bring your hands onto your knees. We're going to round the back up towards the ceiling and then down just a few times, rounding the spine. Slow and easy does it here. All right, pausing in the center. I'm going to bring my feet even a little wider. I'm bringing this is my left shoulder towards my right knee and my right shoulder towards my left knee. You think I would have left and right down by now? It's still a challenge at times. So just keep going here, slow and easy. All right. Press down, come up, step your feet together. Feel all 4 corners of your feet. Shrug your shoulders back and down. Let's take our weights here. And take your weights into your hands if you're using them. Slightly engage your back body muscles. We're going to take our left arm straight up here, reach over to your right. And if it feels good to do a little pulsing, do a little pulsing. Soft face, deep breath. Inhale, come on back to center. Bring that weight all the way down to your left side. Take your right arm up and we'll lean over to the left. Pulsing or staying still, you decide. It's your practice. Keep breathing here, y'all. Bring your hand to your shoulder, bring it down by your side. If it feels good to give your shoulders a roll, then by all means give your shoulders a roll. Heel toe your feet just a little wider apart. Bring the weights to touch if you're using them. If not, it's your palms right in the center here, and we're just going to go from side to side. So I'm letting my opposite heel come up to the way that I am moving. Face is soft, breath is smooth. Take one more breath right here. Let's stop in the center, heel toe your feet back to neutral. Let the weights come down by your sides. Draw your shoulder blades together. We're just going to take our hips back and up. Take the hips back and up. And as if there was a chair waiting for you here, taking your hips back and taking them up. And then we're going to stay right here. So I'll turn sideways so you can see. And we're just going to bring the arms up and down a few times here. Slow and easy does it. One more time right here. And we'll pause in the center, press down, come to stand. And let's let the weights come down by the sides. We're gonna move through a few Sun Salutation A, Surya Namaskar A to get the body warmed up a little bit more, and then we'll use the weights a little more. So let's start in Mountain Pose. Inhale through your nose, sweep your arms up over your head. Exhale, soften your knees, hinge forward, let your chin come in towards your throat. Fingertips on shins, long spine here. Exhale, fold. Let's step back into downward facing dog this first time. Inhale, come forward into high plank, which looks like this, or low plank on the knees. Engage your abdominals, bend your elbows, let your chest and chin come to the floor, toenails to the floor. Inhale, rise up, shoulder blades together here, Cobra Pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. So let's get a little bit of movement in our hips by taking our right leg up, bend your knee. And maybe you open the hip by making a few circles or forward and back. And we'll let that right foot come down. Take your left leg up. And just some movement, whatever feels good for you. Release your left foot down to the mat. Look forward in between your hands. Bring your feet forward. Fold forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, coming back into higher leg plank here. Making your way down slowly. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, down dog. Bring your feet forward in between your hands. Fold forward. Inhale, rise up. Sweep your arms up. Exhale, forward. Flat back here, long spine. Exhale, fold, step or jump to the back of your mat. Make your way down nice and slow. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, coming back into down dog. From here, we're going to walk our feet forward a little bit and wider. Begin to walk your hands back and bring your weights with you. Just set the weights out in front. Coming up here. So standing nice and tall again, we want to be engaging our back body muscles. From here, we're going to take the weights right into our hands. And we're going to do a side lunge by taking our right hip back and then coming up. And then left hip back. And the weights frame the knee. We're going side to side. Slow and easy does it here. Keep breathing. One more time each side. Let the weights go. Bring your hands out in front. Bend your right knee. Let your left heel turn up here. So big stretch for that left inner thigh. And then we're just going to bring it back into neutral. Standing tall, we're going to begin to bend our left knee. Hip goes back. Right heel turns up. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. This is pretty deep. So maybe you're just hinging and getting a stretch in your right inner thigh. Let's come on back to neutral here. Tall spine, take the weights and bring them up so you can use them as a little leverage here. We're gonna bring one in the left, under the left hand, right under the face. From here, we're gonna take the other weight into our right hand and bring it down. Right hand, bring it down. Slow and easy does it here. One more time. Let your right hand come down, right under your face. Take the weight right under your face, left hand. And we're coming up and down. Connecting breath with movement as we do this. Squeezing the muscle at the top, take it down. Bring both of the weights into your hands, bring them to your chest. Come on up. From here, we're gonna dial our left toes forward, right heel back. I'm gonna use the weight in my left hand like I would use a block. So we're gonna come into triangle pose here, taking the left weight down and reaching up here. Soft face, deep breathing. Shoulder blades are coming together, glutes are squeezing a little bit. Bring your upper hand onto your waist. Pick up the left weight, bring that to your heart space. Bend your left knee as if you're in warrior two here. As we inhale, we're gonna open the arms and exhale in. Inhale, open. Exhale in. Inhale, open. Exhale in. Inhale, open. Exhale in, and then we're gonna hold, and my arms are gonna shake like crazy. Keep bending your front knee. Keep breathing. Let your right hand come down, left arms. You're gonna come up and over, so we're getting that really nice lateral stretch here again. One more breath. Bring the weight to your chest, straighten your front leg. Dial your left toes forward, right toes towards the end of your mat, back heel goes back. We'll bring the left weight to our shoulder, and we're gonna bring that right weight down inside or outside of the foot. Using it as a block, left arm goes up. Triangle pose here. So if you have a tendency to hyperextend, overbend in your knees or your elbows like I do, soften them a little bit. Just a micro movement. And let the left hand come to the shoulder. Bring your right weight to your chest. Bend your right knee. We're in warrior two. And we're gonna open and close. Opening and closing. Slow and easy does it. Next time we're gonna hold, and I'm gonna quiver. Keep breathing here. Let your left hand come down onto your left thigh. Take your right arm up and over here. Good. Bring your right hand down to your shoulder. Dial your feet forward. Bring the weights back out to your sides. Turn your heels in a little bit and toes out. So you could hold your weights this way or this way. And we're gonna come down into a sumo squat. Squeeze on the way up. And take your time. Keep breathing here. I've been following a teacher online, and he always says the advanced yogi smiles. So feel free to smile. It does make it a little better. This next time we're going to stay and just a few pulses here. A few pulses. Let's take one more breath. Let your blocks go. Heel toe your feet in a little bit, but we're still going to leave the heels in, toes out, and coming into squat. Now, if this isn't agreeable with your knees or ankles, come down into a seated crossed-legged or bring the soles of your feet together. Press your palms together, let your thumbs come towards your heart, lift your sternum. Release your hands down, bottoms up, dial your toes forward. Bring the weights into your hands to your chest, come up. We're gonna dial our left toes towards the front of the mat. We're gonna be using the weight in our left hand as a block again. And I'm just checking my time. All right. So we're gonna come into the half moon pose. Pick up your back heel, shoulders back and down. And let your weight come about a foot in front. Plant your palm on it, begin to shift your weight. And that right leg may or may not lift. When and if you feel steady, right arm lifts. Now if you want to challenge yourself, bend your knee, bend your arm, and bring it out. Bend knee, bend arm, and out. You can continue with that. I'm going to hold and hold. Ooh, and fall. And coming up, bringing those weights back to neutral here. Dialing the right toes towards the end of the mat. Back heel's going to lift here. The weight in our right hand is going to come forward about a foot or so. Plant your palm on it. I'm going to step back. Plant your palm, begin to hinge. Take the left leg up. Arm may or may not go up. And then you could bend and straighten. And if I get it again, I'm going to stay there. One more breath here. Bring it down. Bring it to center. Bring the weights to your heart space. From here, we're going to come to seated. Once you're seated, let your feet be about hips width apart. We're leaning back just ever so slightly. Bring the weights right to the center of your chest. And we're going to move from side to side. Slow and easy does it here. Mindful movements. Notice the muscles that you're using. Now staying with this or taking opposite arm out as you go from side to side. All right. Pausing, coming to lie down on your back. One or both weights here. I'm turning mine sideways. I'm just going to use one because it feels safer to use one for me. Bringing it to the heart and coming up. Yoga sit-ups. They look a whole lot like regular sit-ups, right? But in yoga, we do want to build a strong core physically. Also energetically. This helps with our self-esteem, self-worth. Let's go two more. One more. Stay there. See if you can take it up. Lift your heels. Bring it forward and up. And again. Forward and up. Last time, we're going to hold it up. You're welcome in advance. Let the weight come back down. Bring it to your heart space. Walk your feet down. Bringing one or both weights on to your low abdominals. I'm putting mine right in my hip creases here. Shoulders under me. After that ab work, it'll be nice to stretch out the front body. So we're going to lift and lower using our breath. Lifting and lowering. Squeeze at the top. Squeezing at the top, and the next time that you're lifting, stay there. And I'm really securing the weights with my hands here. And slowly release down. Let the weights move off to the sides for right now. Let's hug our right knee in. Changing it up here. I'm bringing your left knee in. Release both feet down to the floor. We're going to sweep our hips up and our arms up. Lift your heels and roll down slowly. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Should feel nice for the low back when you get to the bottom here. Lift your feet, let your hands come onto your knees, begin to make some circles. Taking it around the other way. Pausing in the center, open your arms, let your knees drop over to the right. Now, this is an option. You could take the weight and place it on the outside of your left leg to give a little more oomph to this twist. If your upper leg doesn't come and touch your bottom leg, that might be too much. So listen to your body. If you're using the weight, let it go. If it feels good to extend the upper leg, extend the upper leg. Bend the knee, come on back through neutral here. Give yourself a good squeeze in. Open the arms into T position. We're letting the knees drop over to the left this time. And option to take your weight, place it on the outside of your right leg. And this is going to intensify the twist. So we need to honor our body's current condition. How are we feeling today? Is this too much? If it's too much, let the weight go. Remove the weight if you're using it. Option to extend the right leg. Bend your right knee. Come on back to center here. Give your knees a squeeze in. And then let your knees come wide. And you might stay right here. This very well could be enough. Or maybe you come into happy baby pose. And taking your feet wherever it feels natural. And maybe experimenting with taking the feet in opposite directions. You could play around with extending one leg, extending the other leg. Let your hands go, bring your knees together, give yourself a big squeeze in. Maybe your hands come to your feet, nose to knees. Release your shoulders, release the back of your head, and let your feet come to the mat. We're coming into Shavasana here. So your arms might come out by your side, your legs could extend. Tuck your chin a little bit so that your neck is long. Tuck your chin a little bit so that your neck is long. Giving yourself permission to completely relax and let go here. All of the work is done. Now that you can have your knees bent if that feels better for your back. Soften all of your facial muscles. Let your back body be heavy here. Let your breath do whatever it wants to do here. When the mind wanders, come back out to your physical body, relax it more, and then let your attention come back to your breath. And this is going to happen over and over and over again. Mind wanders, reel it back. Come back to your physical body. What can you relax? What can you let go of physically? And let the breath come back. Our attention come back to the breath. Staying here for as long as you like. And when you feel ready to move, no wrong way to do this, just following your body's lead. And again, you can stay here for as long as you like, just for time's sake on my end, making that transition. Spending a little time on your side is nice. Doing so. Eventually coming up to a seated position. When you find yourself in the seated position, take time to notice how you feel. Yoga is more about how we do things rather than what we do. If we practice this mindfully with our breath, hopefully we received some of the happy hormones that yoga can help us release. If you feel inclined to bring your hands to your heart space to thank yourself for getting yourself on your mat today, please do. I hope this practice leaves you feeling strong and confident and competent, and that you can take that out into your world and share it with all the people in your world. From my light to your light, namaste.